Yo, what up?
What up?
Where you at?
So what's happening?
Shit, I am working on the world's. I'm just kidding. I want to say the world's first, but it's like a. It's basically. All right, let me just go ahead and tell you. Okay, so I'm building a modular operating system for business automation using AI agents and contextual workflows. I'm essentially eliminating redundant and manual workflows across operations, content, customer service, and analytics. This is like how I'm basically building Zapier on steroids, but with intelligent and brand aware AI. Contextual execution ensures accuracy, tone alignment, strategy, even as agents act. Okay, so long story short, I'm building the Google workspace of AI powered business operations, but leaner, more intuitive, and tailored to creators and startups. You hear me?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what I'm building. Like ultimately, you can be able to say how large you want your business, how many employees you want, what your workflows are, and then you pretty much click a button and everything kind of starts moving. Your whole business. Like I've ran my business off of like the past 2 years, I've ran my business off of three AIs, and then I've made like here like a couple of other ones that I barely rarely use. But like three AIs and then like three workflows. And I've been able to run free label and like have it go all by itself. You know what I mean? So all I did was make it where all I did was give it to everybody else. You know what I mean? Who has an account. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so you see this? So basically, here it is. I don't even know where to start with this, but so you know what Trello is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do is you create an account on free label, blah blah blah. You come here and you can create a new project. There's many ways you can get here, but basically you end up here, you're at the projects, right? So I just created a new little whatever project. And here you have your boards, and you can pretty much, add out like your whole ideas. You know what I mean? This is basically your knowledge base. So you want to, basically you just kind of treat it as like a Trello board and be like, marketing, and then you could be like, outreach, and then customer service, and then, like content plans. Bam. So you see, you can create boards like this and then start kind of adding all your stuff in there. Eventually, you'll be able to add in everything from PDF files and all that. Not talking, no Drake, no Drizzy, but you can add like documents in here. And you know what I mean? So you basically build out your knowledge base in your project. So you start building out your project and, laying out all your thoughts. And then you go into the second tab. You see this one? Yo.
Hey, hello, hello.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, so basically, you have this tab right here, and this is your team. So this is where you basically can create a new agent, and you could set whether it's an AI agent or a human agent, and based on, you know, I honestly just I just updated this one, but basically, Daniel, let me go to Elon. All right, you see my screen?
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you can click here, go to new workflow, say real estate lead outreach, or say newsletter, right? And we'll say this sends emails out to leads, okay? So you click that workflow, create that workflow, and then let's just drag me into this, right? So here's your one of your employees. So you drag your employee, Alex Mayo, and then we'll say create or find topics, okay? And then we'll say create articles, okay? And then publish to where should we publish them? Where would you do you have a website? How about fuck it, something you actually do. So let's say find trending topics, create articles, and then we'll say convert into IG media workflow.
Yeah, yeah, like a content creation type of to-do list.
Content creation. Okay, so I'm creating a new workflow, real estate media content creation. So bam, create right here, real estate media content creation. So we'll drag me into this, and then we'll click save because we don't have Daniel in here. So I gotta put Daniel Ramirez, right? Bam, bam, and we'll say blah blah. I'm gonna whatever. There's literally a whole new form. As you can see, this is the new form. This is what's on production right now. So blah blah. You select like lead qualifier. Who cares? Whatever. Initial instructions for the AI. See, I fucked up. You're a human. You're not an AI. So I save you as a human agent. You're not an AI agent. So just letting you know, these workflows work both for human and AI agent workflows. So you know what I mean? So this isn't just like an AI automation platform. This is like a business automation platform. So long story short, human agent, Daniel Ramirez, bam. We'll click that. See, he's on leads. Bam, bam, bam. Cool. So then we go here and then we drag Daniel back into this. And since he's in charge of leads, we'll have Alex find trending sounds and topics. Okay. And then create article like SEO articles and then convert articles into IG reels. Okay. Because that was our plan all along. Remember how I built this workflow a long ass time ago, like three years ago, and I said, hey, this is what we're doing. Remember? Same shit. Nothing has changed, bro. All I'm doing is like I already proved that this works. So now I'm working on like solidifying it so that everyone and their mom can do it. Anyways, long story short, look. So here you have real estate, media content creation, find trending sounds, create SEO articles, convert into IG Reels. And then Daniel, what do? You collect and review leads or review collected leads because the whole point is like you're not here to do anything besides like you want to get the leads. So, okay, we're missing some steps. So convert articles into IG Reels. And then we need to create call to actions. Yeah, create a call to action links. So bam. So even before, shit, create call to action links should actually go before the articles because we need to, figure out where they're going to click. So we need to drag this up right there. Bam. Create CTA links. So now you basically, like, yeah. So bam. Okay. So all of this is there, but right now it's just a list, right? So let me just save it. Bam, bam, bam. All right. So it's just a list right now. And by the way, this is only a week old, bro. I built this in a week. You know what I'm saying? So it might be simple and ugly right now, but don't worry. So you go here. So let's just say Alex M is an AI, and you'll be able to see that it's an AI way better because look at the updated. See, now you can see like if it's an AI or human. But long story short, I'm working on the updates. So find trending sounds, right? So custom action, this is long story short, this is where it gets complex, but really this is where you have the power of free label. You can ask Elon. So if you're like a simple person, you're like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing." Bro, you just ask Elon, be like, "Find the most trending song on TikTok." So this is where you're hitting free labels API or AI. So this you're building your own AI. But like Elon AI is our AI that's powered that has like so much capabilities, all this shit, whatever. Long story short, you can ask Elon for information like this and it'll return it to you. So, and the cool thing about it too is Elon also has functionalities. So you can like be like, hey, create me how free level services, marketplace and the profiles, all that shit, right? You can be like, hey, I want to launch a service. Can you make a service where people can pay me to, for my consulting? And it'll create a service for you, create a service for my real estate services. Like I don't know, real estate course. You know what I'm saying? Real estate course. $1,000, blah blah blah. So it'll basically create the thing for you. So like you can go here and test it and check this out. Click test, bam. So look, it's fucking running the fucking bro. You would have to go to the front of Free Label and do this. Look, tell me create a service for your real estate. I need a little bit more information, bro. Come on, man. Come on. So long story short, you know what I'm saying? You just keep testing and you figure out your workflow, and then that step is done, and then you click save, right? And then that step is already defined and everything. So then you just run the workflow and look, it's running. Oh wait, did I save it? I made some updates. I need to actually fix it. Yeah, it runs the workflow and it does everything, bro. Like it's so dope. So yeah, that's what I have right now. I actually am in the middle of literally updating it, so I'll have a working version in a second. But long story short, you can create CTA links. Elon can do that as well. So if you want to create short URL links, it'll return the links. And then long like you can pass in info from like the last. Yeah, you can pass in info from like the last you know what I mean? So say if a workflow runs, see Daniel Ramirez review collect leads. So you can take that data and pass it off to the next step. You know what I mean? And I'm working on I'm working on making this super easy, but right now I just need it working. So bam, you can pass in that data into the next step or send it to an API call and be like, DanielRamirez.com, new lead, JimJones.com. You know what I mean? So you can send that to your own database if you need to. So bam, save it and then convert articles to IG Reels. So some of these steps, that's why like I'm working on this right here where the human and AI, because some steps are in AI, which you can just go in here and configure, but some steps are human steps. And the difference between an AI and human is that an AI talks in API calls, a human works in phone calls and text messages and emails. So basically, with this workflow, you'll be able to, it'll send a text message to whoever, and then that workflow will stop at that step and it won't go on to the next step until the human either responds to the text message or clicks a link or whatever, and submits the information that's required for that step. So then the workflow continues to work. So that's that, right? Um, pretty straightforward, pretty much just like any other automation platform. Oh yeah, and then here's the cool thing is you can actually click here and you can see, so like see Daniel Ramirez is handling all these steps and then Alex Mayo's handling all these steps. Well, you can click on the brain and see like all the training on that AI. So you can see what that AI is trained on, what model it's using, what are the settings, what's the initial prompt, things like that. So you can basically see what's happening on that AI, like, or, who is governing all those steps. So what happens is the AI is trained on specific data. Fuck, I forgot to mention the most important thing. All of these AIs are trained on their own, configuration, but they all are tapped into this source. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Kinda.
So like, look, you can go here and like, see this AI. You can click on the brain and see what it's thinking and what are its initial training and like all that shit. You can see like its initial training, but and each of your team members can be trained on a specific thing, you know what I mean, and have different permissions and have different rules, right? But they're all tapped into this knowledge base. You get it? So all of your AIs are basically looking at one knowledge base, so they're all trained on one knowledge base. So as long as you put everything in here, your knowledge base is maintained, and every AI is going to look at this knowledge base and understand the knowledge base, so it doesn't go off of the rails and doesn't give you something that doesn't fucking make sense. Like as long as you put everything in your knowledge base, if your AI gives you shitty results, it's your own fault because you didn't put it in the knowledge base. You didn't define that in the knowledge base, and it's as simple as putting all of your info in here, not your business info, not like sensitive information, but just information that the AI needs or your project needs or just things that can push your project forward. You know what I mean? So all of these AI agents, like they're trained on their own configuration and they have their own integrations and they have their own tone and style, and you can add files to each of the knowledge base on all these and you can give them different functions and stuff, but they're all tapped into to one knowledge base. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty big. So, and then here's this: you create your team, you create your workflows, and then you put all your business plans and ideas and stuff into this knowledge base. And then what do you do from there? Damn, you have to click fucking run every single time you want something to run? No, you click on schedule, and this is the schedule right here. And this is where you're able to pretty much take a workflow. See, real estate media content creation, and I could just drag that and drop it somewhere in the calendar and then just have that run whenever I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some next level shit, bro. People, this is the future of running businesses. This is how I've been running my business, and people are paying 90 different services to do one simple thing. Bro, provide a fucking service. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see what you're.
Okay, well, so here, let me show you what I have in real life. So, Chat GPT. So here's what I have. I'm basically remodeling this workflow that I have, and I'm moving it into Freelabel. And then once it's fully over in Freelabel, like ChatGPT will have nothing on what the fuck I have going on, to the point where I won't even be able to go back to ChatGPT because this is more powerful. So here's you can see my shit right here. CEO AI. Okay, well check this out. You go to team, click create new agent, see AI, and then I can go here, or where's ChatGPT? Go to CEO AI, edit GPT, So here's my instructions and pre-training. Copy all this. Go to free label. Initial prompt. Bam. So I pasted all that info into the initial prompt. Save. Created the AI agent. So now I have CEO AI, the same one that's in ChatGPT right here. And then guess what? You see all these files that I had to add to it and all these actions I had to edit. I don't need any of that shit because it's built into Elon. So I don't have to do shit. It's literally all of this is already built in and baked into free labels. So you don't even have to do any of that shit. And that's what I'm saying. For me to like one day I'm gonna move off of ChatGPT because it won't even compare. So long story short, so right here with CEO AI, I can say what is in progress right now. So what it's gonna do is fetch my Trello. So look, it's gonna fetch my Trello. See, and it's gonna pull what's in progress in Trello, all my projects. So if I go back to ChatGPT, look at that. It pulled my projects in Trello and summarized them. So that's all that free labels, that's all that Elon AI is doing. It's doing the same thing that I have built out custom right here, but I built it into my own ecosystem where you can not just have one agent right here that you can't really even do shit with. I mean, all you can do is chat with this agent. You know what I'm saying? And then with this, look, team leader, bam, you could chat with that agent and you can switch to other agents. So I could just switch to CEO AI, switch to the office leader, switch to whatever agent I want to talk to at that time. Do you get it?
Kinda.
So if you have your receptionist, so the thing about this is like, this is a whole business workflow, right? So essentially,
Calls in your make.
all right, but
Okay.
real quick though, what do you think about it right now? It's literally still in the middle of development, but so you basically define your employees at a high level, and then you assign them to workflows so that they can run autonomously. So they don't need human input. That's mainly, the main thing is like you just basically fill out this knowledge base, and as long as you fill out the knowledge base, like with the click of a button, it'll build out your websites. It'll build out your like web pages. You schedule each agent just like you would schedule employees. And then, yeah, you just run workflows. I mean, that's literally like when I launch a business, that's all I do is I set up, okay, these are my workflows. These are the people that are working it. And then I can go work on other shit because I know every day at 7, every day at 4, every day at 2, these things are happening. And then it just sends me notifications in Slack or Discord or wherever I want, you know?
Let's put a pin on. Let's put a pin on this, bro.
All right, I got you.
I like it. I like it. Let me make some calls and we'll get back to this.
All right, for sure.
But I'm trying to think of some ideas though, like I guess.
Yeah, I mean, 7-Eleven, Dell, who else? Cisco, State Farm, Taco Bell, all of them are using these. You know, AI isn't replacing people. It's really just making people 30 times more productive. So that's basically what I'm doing is I'm bringing it to smaller people because right now every fucking corporate, like you may not realize it, but they're using AI internally. Like they're using it in their for their employees and shit. I'm trying to, you know, bring this out to the people. Cause like I'm telling you, people, the regular person has no fucking clue what's going on. Right? Like literally, my feed is fucking filled up with this shit. And I ask anybody else, and they're like, "Oh no, I haven't even heard of AI." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, Dell. I'm telling you, I was with them last weekend, so they're this shit is real, and I'm the first one doing this shit for like on our market level. So the market is so open right now, and I'm gonna be the first one doing this shit to a lot of people. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, if you want to help, like we can do like a commission thing, and we could just start talking with people here and there, and just like adding on to their existing workflows, making them 10 times more productive. Get back to